In the last 4 years, I've gone from zero to over 20 million in sales selling digital products. And in this video, I want to share with you step by step how I'd go from zero to over $10,000 a month promoting digital products that I didn't even have to make myself. Now, just to really demonstrate, yes, I have actually done 20 million. This is one of our payment processors here. Yesterday, we did $21,000 here. We got 100,000 payouts. You see down here, 20 million, 0.5. This does not include PayPal. This does not include wire transfers. So yes, 20 million is actually a conservative estimate of what we've done. Now, let's cover the checklist here. So the first thing that we're going to cover is the checklist of how do you launch a digital product business in order to even get it to that six-figure run rate. So what we're going to cover here today is going to be understanding the TCT method, which is what I believe is the single greatest concept that is responsible for over 20 million in sales. You need to understand this. Then I'm going to help you choose your implementation pathway, which is what's going to map you through the next 30 days of execution. Then I'm going to help you choose the right offer. Now, an offer and a product, they're synonymous. So if you're like, well, Richard, I don't know what product to create. Here's a cool fact. You don't even need to make a product because you could arbitrage someone else's product. And I'll show you exactly how to do that here today. Then we're going to optimize and set up your social media profile so that you actually understand how to attract the right customers to your profile. Because if you don't know what your storefront looks like, because that's what your social media is, then you won't attract the right customers. So we'll cover your profile photo, your bio, your highlights, your link in bio, your funnel, and whether you're choosing the low ticket, high ticket funnel. And then after you set up everything, now we have to master two simple skill sets. The first skill set is actually how do you make content. Now you can do a personal brand if you want to build a brand like myself, or you can go faceless, which is if you're a little shy, you're uncomfortable on camera, that's an option as well, right? I'm going to help you post your first day's worth of content. And then the second skill set that you need to understand is conversion conversations. This is simply when you're talking to your followers, you're talking to your audience in the DMs on Instagram, on Facebook, there's a specific script and framework you can follow so that you can actually build a relationship and serve your audience by promoting products that they actually need and help change their life. Cool? So that's what we're going to cover. Now, the very first thing, like I said, is the TCT method at the top. So when you look at any digital product business, the 5 things is going to be T, C, 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 T. And this is a framework that I made myself about 5 years ago just so I could simplify and understand business better. So the very first part of the digital product business is going to be traffic, right? If you don't have eyeballs, traffic and eyeballs, they mean the same thing. If you don't have traffic coming to your social media profiles, then no one's ever going to find you. If you look at an e-commerce business, why do people spend so much money on Facebook ads, YouTube ads? Because that's their source of traffic. Now, when it comes to promoting a digital product, it turns out we don't need to spend any money on advertising because we can use organic traffic, meaning posting good content that the algorithm is going to pick up and go viral and show to more audience members so that we can gain a following and gain eyeballs for free. That is so important when you want to go from 0 to 10. And transparently, I've taken one of my digital product businesses from 0 to over $400,000 a month at like an 85-90% profit margin. So like $340,000, $350,000 a month in profit because I mastered getting organic traffic. So we're going to talk a lot about that in this video as well as the next videos in this course. Okay. Next thing we're going to cover is content. Now, content is extremely important because content is what builds a relationship with your audience. Write this down. You have to buy the coach before you buy the coaching, right? What that means is people buy the person. They buy the personal brand. They build a relationship with the person first before they ever buy whatever product that person is talking about or that product is promoting, right? So the content purpose is to warm up and nurture and build a genuine relationship. And at the very minimum, even if people never buy from you, if you just impact and change people's lives through free content, man, that's your charity. That's your impact. That's your legacy in this world. And so building good content is extremely important. Then we move forward into the next C, which is conversation. Now, conversations are really simple. Whenever you have people that discover your profile, that's traffic, and then they start looking at your content and they're like, oh, I kind of like this person. I'm interested in what this person has to offer. The next organic step is for them to talk with you back and forth. Now, you don't necessarily need to talk to them on the phone, on a phone call, voice to voice, but what you can do is you can send a direct message. So that's where platforms like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, where they have a direct message feature becomes really effective because you can actually chat with your followers where they message you, oh my gosh, I just discovered you, I love your content, or you can go to them with an outbound message, which is, hey, appreciate you following, or appreciate you looking at my stories, appreciate you liking my post, right? You can outbound them, start the message and say, hey, what got you to follow me? What got you to like my content? And you start an authentic, genuine relationship with these people. And for most of the time, they should actually be pretty excited to want to talk with you, especially if you make good content and they get value from your content. This is so powerful because you're actually able to sell products for $500, $1,000. I've seen people even sell high ticket $1,000 plus products literally just chatting back and forth in the DMs. Very, very powerful. Now, these 3 skill sets is basically all you need to have if you're promoting another company's product, meaning you don't need to make your own product yourself. And I'll talk about how to do that in just the next few minutes, okay? Now, if you are selling your own product and you're selling a high ticket product, meaning you're selling a product that's going to be $1,000, $5,000. I have clients that sell $10,000, $15,000 products, depending. And even if you don't come from the high ticket world, you're probably like, this is impossible. Trust me, I'll share with you some examples of our mentees and what products they have. Like, I'll just tell you, Lucas, he was a college student, 18 years old. We helped them build a $600 high ticket product on playing a video game called Rocket League. And he sold to a super broke audience. He sold to high school kids and he sold to university students. So if you're talking, oh man, my audience doesn't have money, college kids and high school kids literally don't have any money. He was able to do $31,000 in his first month launching this digital product following this exact TCT framework, selling a $600 product on video game coaching. Think about that for a second. So yes, if someone can sell video games, then you can sell health, because I think everyone can unequivocally agree that health, relationship coaching, business coaching is 10 times, you can't even put a number on it. It's just more valuable than video games, right? But you get my point. The closing side is if you sell a high ticket product and you need to do it at a high ticket price point, generally, if you just drop a payment link in the DM conversations, no one's going to buy it. So you want to get them onto a call, but it's not a sales call. It's what we call an enrollment call. An enrollment call is a call where you ask people questions the same way that when you go to a doctor's office and your doctor takes your heart rate, checks your blood pressure, right? Asks you questions. Where does it hurt? How long has it been happening for? He's genuinely interested. He or she is genuinely interested in the problem and why you're in the doctor's office. And then at the very end of that medical appointment, what does the doctor do? He tells you, this is the problem you have. He gives you a diagnosis and then he gives you a solution. He prescribes you a medication. Hey, I want you to do this, or I want you to do these exercises for the next 30 days and then come back and see me. That's what a doctor does, right? That's the exact thing that we want to do here. It's called a doctor framework, or an enrollment call, where you ask genuine questions to understand so that you can even see if you can help someone. At the very end of the call, if you do really have conviction that you could help the person, you offer and you give them the opportunity to enroll into your product, right? So that's what an enrollment call is. And we'll be talking about that in future videos as well. But that simply is if you're promoting your own product. If you're not promoting your own, is going to be transformation. And transformation is very simple. If someone buys your product, you actually have to transform that customer's life, right? Or rather, if this is your own business, you have to transform that customer's life. If you're selling another company's product, then they will have a team of coaches or fulfillment staff that will take care of the customer. But this is the most important part of this whole thing, because if you notice here, the first 4 letters, TCCC, this is all acquisition, meaning everything needed to acquire or get a customer to buy. And then the last one, transformation, is focused on actually transforming, delivering, over-delivering for the customer's life. And this here is so powerful because if you have great results because of your digital product, then you can take those testimonials, you can take those wins, you can take those happy customers, and they will give you more referrals, which means that lowers your cost per acquisition. But then in addition to that, you are also going to get the testimonials that you can then use in your content, right? You can use the screenshots of the wins. You can use the selfie testimonials that your clients and your customers record for you because they're so happy with the results. And you can put that in your stories. You can put that in your reels. You can put that in a YouTube video, right? And that's how you get the flywheel effect, right? So now you understand the TCT method. And again, if you look at any digital product business, the biggest influencers on YouTube, the biggest influencers on Instagram, on any social media platform, they all follow this. And even the faceless brands that you don't even know who they are, who's the person behind it, they also follow this brand, this framework, okay? So we've covered all 5 of these here now. Next thing that we're going to cover is going to be what funnel you're going to use, okay? Now the funnel is going to be twofold. You can choose one or the other. I wouldn't recommend both, especially if you're starting off, okay? If you have a low ticket funnel, this is generally going to be a product, $100, $500, $50 a month, subscription products as well. Anything less than $1,000 is going to be sold via a funnel as well as chat mechanism. So basically what's going to happen is if you send traffic to your profile, and then you post content to warm up your audience, then you have DM conversations. Basically, at a certain point in the DM conversation, after you ask a couple questions and you go back and forth with the customer, or rather the prospect, they're not a customer yet, then you're basically just going to send them over the funnel. And the funnel typically is going to be an opt-in page where you collect their name and email, so you can do remarketing to them via email marketing. And then after the opt-in, there's going to be the checkout page, right? And the checkout page is going to be literally what that is. You've ever gone to Amazon, you type in your name, your address, and your credit card information, right? That's what a checkout page is. So there's no need for a phone call. There's no need for a intensive, more in-depth, intimate sales process. You basically just, the sales process is the DMs. You go back and forth with them, 5 messages, 10 messages, 20 messages back and forth, and then they're like, yeah, I want to do it. And then you send them the checkout page and they become a customer and they buy, okay? That is really simple if you're selling a product, again, less than $1,000, okay? Now, if you go high ticket, I recommend the HT, the high ticket funnel, and that's going to be if you're selling a product $1,000 and up. So in this funnel, it's basically the same thing. The only difference is in the chat, rather than sending them a link to the checkout page, you're going to send them a link to your calendar booking, right? You can use a tool like Calendly. Calendly.com is a great tool, but basically it's like a calendar scheduling software, right? Where you send them that and then they go ahead and they book a link, they type in their information and they book a time to speak with you, right? And that funnel is going to look like this. Everything in the first 3 is the same, right? Traffic, content, conversation. So now you're going back and forth in DMs is all the same. But the only difference is now you offer a call. You basically say, and again, this is going to be completely dependent on what your offer is that you're promoting, but it's like, hey, I totally understand what problem you have. Let's do this. I see that you're struggling with this, this, and this, and I know 100%, I'm pretty sure my team and I, we can help you, right? I'm pretty sure that our framework for weight loss can actually help you achieve that goal of losing 10 pounds over the next 1 to 2 months, okay? I'm confident that what you're struggling in your marriage absolutely can be resolved, and you can get back to the emotions that you once had when you first got married because of the frameworks. Are you cool if we talk about it more on call? You see how simple that is? So again, it's not a sales call because you're not salesy. The call is actually extremely valuable. And again, in a future video, I'll break down what you're actually going to say on the call. But the call genuinely, if people don't even buy, it should be valuable. Like, oh my gosh, I genuinely think, it's like if you go to a doctor's office, even if you don't take the medication that the doctor recommends, well, guess what? You still feel like, oh my gosh, I got so much value from the doctor because he gave me some tips. He gave me some advice on my health, what I should be doing, lifestyle changes, my habits, right? Same thing with the enrollment call. So you suggest the call, and generally the conversion rate of people that you talk to wanting to have a call is really, really high because again, you're not being salesy. You're not saying, oh, let's come on a call, so I'm going to sell you. Absolutely not. It's supposed to be valuable. Again, think doctor's office. You are a doctor. They're in pain and they're coming to you for help. And on the enrollment call, for those people that you see are a good fit for your program, that you know for a fact you can help, you present offer to them. So you tell them about your product and they go ahead and they buy, right? So again, this is what you're going to do for over $1,000 product, okay? So the first thing you need to do is understand, okay, with the product that I'm selling, what is the price point? And depending on the price point that's going to dictate whether you're going to be a low ticket funnel or going to be a high ticket funnel. By the way, if you want this Google Doc and checklist so you can start taking notes on your own, go to my Instagram, drop me follow, and then message me 3 letters, DOC, the word doc. As soon as you message that on Instagram, I'll send you over this Google Doc so you can start using it. The next thing that we want to do is cover what implementation pathway do you want to do, okay? Now, implementation pathway, I'm going to say IP for short, okay? Basically just means what is your plan, like almost your career track. Right, you go to university and the guidance counselor says, all right, you want to study biology so you can go to medical school, or do you want to study political science so you become a lawyer? You see what I mean? It's 2 tracks in a career. So for example, in our mentorship, in our university, one of the first things we'll ask you is, okay, hey, which IP, which implementation pathway do you want to take? Now there's 2 main IPs that you can do. The first one is you can promote your own offer. Okay, I call this IP2, which means if you yourself have an idea for a product that you want to sell, you're like, man, I really like coaching on fitness. I like working out. I really, really like coaching on relationships and dating. I used to struggle in a toxic dating relationship, and now I give all my friends and family advice on this. Guess what? You can make your own offer on that. I'll tell you personally myself, when I was 21 years old, okay, my last year in university, I really like working out. I really like waking up early. I like being productive. My roommates that I lived with always asked me for advice on productivity. Yo, Richard, how do you get grades and balance school with working out and also time for family, right? And what I would do is I would just constantly give casual advice. Remember, I'm not an expert. I'm a 21-year-old biology student, okay? I would just give casual advice. Well, I read this book, I watched this YouTube video, and this is what I learned. You should try this out. And my advice was useful. So when I was a senior, I created a $500, which scared me, absolutely scared me. I was like, oh my gosh, no one's gonna pay $500. But I created a $500 digital product on how to be more high performance. I called it a fancy name, the High Performance Training Program, right? All it was a course where I taught on how to wake up earlier, how to get better grades, how to work out better, specifically for college students, because I was a college student. I had no authority to sell them 9-to-5ers or people much older than me. That product did $500,000 in sales in 8 months. Okay, I was doing like 40, 50. My highest month was like a $90,000 month with that product, all organic, no advertising, only with organic social media frameworks, which I'm going to be showing you in this training, right? And that was when I realized like, oh my gosh, anyone can promote their own digital product at such a high profit margin, and most importantly, listen closely, while changing other people's lives. The coolest part about this product is your digital product can actually make a difference in the lives of others. I remember when my first customer was my roommate, and then it was my friends and family, and then it was coworkers. These people, when they bought the product, they actually changed their life. And you're like, well, what's the big deal with high performance? Dude, getting 2 hours of your time back every day to spend with your kids at the end of the day, that's a really big deal. Getting done with your job, that's super demanding in 10 hours, but being able to get it down to maybe 7 hours and then take that remaining 3-hour gap and then going to the gym and sleeping more and even just watching TV and doing stuff you like more, that's a really big deal. And so that's what I did. And that product changed a lot of people's lives. So that's IP2, right? You take the own ideas and past experience that you had and you can patch it into a product. Now, the problem is, even when I tell you right now, hey, you have a product that you could likely make, I know for a fact that there's probably a third of you or probably half of you that are like, but Richard, you don't get it, man. I literally know nothing, right? Everyone has negative self-talk. You're like, oh my gosh, but Richard, no one ever trusts me. No one buy from me. I'm just a loser. I'm just a mom. I'm just a dad. I'm just a college student. You still have your own limiting beliefs. So I'm not going to fight you on your limiting beliefs because there's actually a significant easier way where you don't even need to make your own product. So I'm just going to tell you that. It's called digital arbitrage. And digital arbitrage is the ability to arbitrage another business's digital product. So you have to understand that there's businesses out there, very successful businesses with great track records that sell fitness coaching, that sell relationship coaching, that sell video game coaching, any of these products, and they genuinely need more traffic. Do you remember what I just taught you here? The TCT framework, right? Well, every business needs more traffic. If you double the amount of people that go to your social media profile, if you double the amount of people that go to your website, then very likely you're going to double the output, which is going to be doubling the sales, right? You double your traffic, you double everything else downstream. And so therefore, there's businesses out there that go, hey, if I can create partnerships with other people who want to send traffic to our offer, we will pay them upwards of 20%, 30%. Some companies even pay 50% commissions. It's almost like you're a 50-50 business partner with these companies because they literally just pay you so much commission for the fact that you're sending traffic to them. And that's what we want to do here if you are a complete beginner. If you're like, Richard, I'm 19 years old, I'm a sophomore in college, and I know nothing about business. If you're like, Richard, I'm a mom with 4 kids, I have been working corporate America my whole life, and I know nothing about business, but I want to get into the digital product space because I know it is trending, it's blowing up right now, this is where you want to start. This is what I call IP1, implementation pathway number 1, which is promoting another company's offer, again, digital arbitrage. Okay. Now, if you're wondering, well, Richard, isn't this kind of like affiliate marketing? I'm sure some of you have heard this. The difference between affiliate marketing and digital arbitrage is that in digital arbitrage, you actually get a done-for-you funnel. Meaning, these companies that want to partner up with you, they will build you out your technology, they will build you out your website, they will build you out your email sequence, and all of these techie stuff that you probably don't even, if you don't even know what I'm talking about, that's okay. But they're going to build this stuff out for you and literally roll out the red carpet to make it so easy for you to promote their product because they genuinely just want more traffic. And they're like, look, if I can get 100 people or 500 people to become our partners, we'll happily send them commissions their way whenever they send us referrals, right? They send us traffic and we grow a company together. That's what digital arbitrage is. There's a done-for-you element, which makes it so simple for beginners to get started. So we're going to talk about that. Okay, I'm going to show you very soon exactly how you can find these products and how do you actually promote them, right? So if you're a complete beginner, what I genuinely recommend is you start with IP1, digital arbitrage. You start with that for the first 12 months of your journey. I've seen people get to $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, some even $20,000 plus per month, literally just promoting other businesses' products. And the coolest thing about this is because you aren't having to worry about selling the product, you don't take any sales calls, and you also don't have to worry about fulfillment, meaning taking care of the customers and providing the transformation. You just have to focus on the first 3 things. You got to focus on how do you generate more traffic for free with organic social media? How do you make really quality content? And then how do you have some DM conversations on a daily basis to basically message your followers back and forth so that you can actually recommend products to them? And then at that point, you basically either, again, remember there's 2 funnels. You either send them the link to buy the low ticket product, if it's low ticket, or you send them the link to book a call. But remember, because you're not the owner of the product, you don't have to take the call yourself. There's sales teams that are trained literally on standby. I call it a done-for-you sales team that are literally there ready to take the calls that you book for them. So you don't have to do any selling yourself. That's the coolest thing about digital arbitrage. There's no seller. And so if you're a complete beginner and you're watching this and you don't have that much experience, what I recommend is you start with IP1 and then you go over to IP2 if in the future you want to. If you never want to get an IP2, I also know people that genuinely just want to work for a few hours a day, 1, 2, 3 hours a day, make their 5K a month, 10K a month, and you can totally do that. I've seen our top students do significantly more than that, and they promote just other companies' products, right? So then the next natural question is, well, Richard, what's the best product to promote, right? If you're going IP2, creating your own product, then in one of the next videos, I'm actually going to share with you how do you come up with your own offer. I'll teach you that, okay? But if you're going to IP1, which is, well, Richard, I don't want to make my own product right now. I want to find another company's product. Then the question naturally becomes, well, what's the best product to promote, right? I'll tell you right now exactly how to promote a good product. The very first thing, and by the way, when I say product and offer, they're synonymous. They mean the same thing. So if I say offer or product, just don't get confused. Same thing. The best offer or the best product that you can possibly promote should have these elements, okay? So use this as a checklist here. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make this a checklist, okay? Make this a checklist here. So you really think through this and you can check off these boxes in this Google Doc. The first thing is it a big market? Meaning, can you sell this product to more people on a daily basis or on a monthly basis, right? The big three are going to be health, wealth, and relationships, okay? People always want to be healthier. They want to lose weight. They want to look better. People always want to make more money. They want to build a business. They want to build a side hustle. They want to quit their jobs. And people always want to improve in relationships. This could be dating, finding a girlfriend, boyfriend. It could be keeping a girlfriend, boyfriend. It could be marriage. It could be improving your marriage, right? People always want better relationships. And so this is going to be the market that I would strongly recommend you stick with, especially in the beginning, okay? Don't do what I did. A big mistake that I did was, remember how I told you my first digital product was a productivity offer? The productivity offer was really hard because the productivity offer wasn't teaching people how to become healthier. And it wasn't also directly like, when I say to people, I'll help you save 10 hours a week. It also wasn't a business offer where people could actually see, oh, I can make money doing this. I had to literally, it was like right in between here and like the slash. I had to convince people, hey, if you buy this, you're going to make more money at your career because you're going to have more time to study or build a business. You're going to have more time for, what you want to do career-wise. And then I also had to convince people, hey, if you're more productive, then you have more time to go to the gym. And so I do not recommend that offer. This is why also a lot of businesses they hire me for consulting because they're like, Richard, if you sold an offer that was so difficult to sell, you sold to a broke market of high school kids and university kids that have no money, you sold an offer that does not fall in the big three health, wealth, relationships, and you had to do further convincing to get people to realize that it is part of health and wealth, then, man, I have a fitness offer. Can you help me? I have a business offer. Can you help me? You see what I mean? So I do not recommend a productivity offer if it's your first offer. You can make it work. It's just, again, remember, it's better to just stick with the big three because it's much more easy to convey the point of the value because people have much bigger pain points, right? But once you find a product and you check this box here, okay, the next thing that we're going to want to focus on is a higher price point, right? With a high ticket product. Now, the reason why I ask you this is, would you rather make commission on a $47 product or would you rather make commission on a $1,000 product? So there's some products that pay, let's say, 50% commission, but 50% commission on a $47 product is less than $25. Versus there's other products that pay 20% commission on a $1,000 product, right? Heck, I have, and again, in the next video, I'm actually going to show you some of these products. I have, for our mentees, a product that I think to promote. It's a fitness coaching program, but it's a $6,000 fitness coaching program and it pays 20% commission. Now, if you're thinking, well, 20% doesn't sound like that much. Yeah, but 20% of $6,000 is a lot. That's $1,200. Can you imagine? You don't even need to make your own product. You don't even need to be the quote unquote expert. So you don't suffer with any imposter syndrome. You literally just talk about another company's product. And every time you make a sale, they'll send you a check for $1,200. Insane, right? You do that once a week. You're at $5K a month, $4,800 a month. You quit your 9-to-5 job. Insane, right? And so this right here is why I recommend the higher the price point, the better. Okay. And I'm going to share with you exactly how to do this. Then you want to think about, how do I sell it more frequently? Because remember, there's some products that are a one-time purchase, right? There's other products that have a recurring element. People want to come back and keep paying. So if you can find a recurring business product, then if that customer continues to pay for the product, which if it's a good product, they'll retain and they'll continue doing so, you basically make passive income, right? Every month, like for example, if there's a product and one of our products that we give our mentees is $100 a month recurring. And so for that product, I believe it's a 30% commission on the product. Yeah, 30%. So what happens is they get paid $30 every month, month over month over month over month for doing nothing. just because they made a sale one time, right? And that customer retains. Now, can you imagine $30 a month doesn't change anyone's life, but what if you did that and every single month that stacked and stacked and stacked? You sold 10 customers this month. Next month, you make $300. The month after that, you sell another 10 customers, and then it stacks because remember, it accumulates. Now, obviously, there's going to be churn, some people are going to cancel, but assuming the most ideal situation, right? This is the perfect situation, then you would literally just be stacking passive income on a monthly basis because of the recurring income, right? And so this is also a really, really powerful thing. So when you look for an offer, if it has, it's not mandatory, but if it has a recurring element, even better, right? So that's going to be the next thing. And then the last two, okay, and this is going to be arguably the most important, is going to be conviction, okay? When you talk about these products, you're going to be talking about them on social media. And even if you do them faceless, so you don't show your face, you're still going to be writing some text and copy on your social media posts, right? And you're going to be writing it out. And people will feel that conviction. So you have to truly ask yourself, do I believe that this is the best product out there on the market, right? Because there's so many options out there. Do I think this is one of the best offers? And to truly believe in something, you should have to experience it. So this is why oftentimes, like for example, if you promote an iPhone, right? I like the iPhone and I promote the iPhone. Why? I tell my friends it's a good product because I have experienced it. So if you have, for example, gone through one of these products before, maybe you've invested into a fitness coaching program in the past, or maybe you invested into a business coaching or mentorship, something like that. If you've gone through it and you have conviction, that's going to help you and it's going to subconsciously give you so much more confidence at promoting. And then finally is passion. Can you see yourself making content on this topic around that product? So for example, if you're promoting a fitness product, can you see yourself making content on building muscle or weight loss or whatever the offer is for the next 6 to 12 months? Now, I don't want you to overthink this because it's not forever, right? I don't want you to think, oh my gosh, I have to make content like this for 5 years. Remember, for me, the first year that I was in business was a productivity offer. I did not make productivity offer content for literally 5 years. It was just 12 months, right? So for you, I want you to think through, well, if I could commit to something for the next 6 months or the next 12 months, could I see myself talking and making content on this topic? And if you can, that's going to be a huge plus because it's going to make your job so much easier when you're posting content, you're making content, and it actually, personally for me, it becomes enjoyable. It's actually fun and fulfilling and gratifying for you to make good content like that. So now you know the fundamentals of how to go from 0 to 10K per month with digital products. In the next video, I actually put together a done-for-you list of some of the best products that you can promote without even needing to create your own product. After I help you choose that product, then we're actually going to cover how you can set up your social media to begin promoting and getting results in possibly as little as the next 30 minutes. So click on the video right here and I'll see you there.